Hey, it's Grace Spark here, and this is my second video in a series which I hope to be a very long series. Let's aim for 300. 300. I don't know if I can come up with 300 topics, but we're going to try. So this is number 2. On day 2, I'm going to try to do these once a day, a working day at least, so I can have weekends off still. So that's the goal. Anyway, this is about ChatGPT. I don't know why I can't pronounce that. 4.0. Finding its perfect use cases, or I guess you could say where it shines. This is called the balanced model in the AI for Business Pro app. That app has a few different LLMs in it, and the one called Balanced actually has ChatGPT 4.0 at the time of recording powering that one. So let's get into the slides and get going. So in the last video we talked about just the general concept of how ChatGPT 4.0 worked. Now we're going to talk about use cases. So today we're focused on the practical question of when should they actually use it? When should you actually use it? When should I actually use it? When should we actually use it? The challenge. Many people make one or two mistakes about ChatGPT. They either try to use it for everything, leading to disappointment and disappointing results, or they limit themselves to basic tasks and miss out on the real potential of what ChatGPT can do and where it truly excels. So that's what we're going to cover today. I mean, these aren't all the use cases. There are so many more things. We're going to do the basics pretty much. So today's framework will explore 3 categories that ChatGPT is consistently delivers exceptional value. You have creative writing and content development. You have learning and knowledge synthesis. Ooh, all these words that I can't pronounce that I'm trying to pronounce. And of course you have personal communication and business tasks, which is also very good at. For each category we'll show a specific, well, I will show a specific example. I don't know why I keep saying we, there's only one of me. Maybe I'm royalty and I just didn't know it. We'll explain, I'm doing it again, I'll explain why ChatGPT excels in these areas and demonstrate the tool in action. And I will use not OpenAI's interface, I will use the AI for Business Pro app interface. So let's just get on with it. So it excels at creative writing. It's been trained on millions of examples of creative writing across genres, styles, and formats. This extensive exposure to diverse writing patterns, remember it's all about patterns and probability and so forth, make it exceptionally capable of understanding tone, audience, and creative structure. Unlike typical or factual tasks that require precision, creative writing benefits from the kind of pattern synthesis that ChatGPT does naturally. So we'll just go to the next slide. Specific creative applications. You got blog posts, you got blog articles, you got social media content and captions. That's on the slide. I don't know what captions mean. Maybe they mean comments. Marketing copy and advertisements, email newsletters, campaigns, email campaigns, website copy and product descriptions, and that's your content creation. Then you got your creative writing with short stories, creative narratives, character development and dialogue. I haven't tried it for that, so that's actually quite interesting. Plot brainstorming and story structure. That sounds pretty cool. One of my favorite things personally is the brainstorming part of these LLMs. They can get you thinking better yourself, give you ideas that or avenues that you wouldn't have gone down yourself, and so yeah, they're not this thing that's going to fix all your writing. They're these things that are going to help. So yeah, I'll probably express that a lot because that's a common mistake that people think that they're just going to press a button and everything's going to get done for them. That's not how it works. Sorry, we'll go back to the examples. We've got script writing, screenplays, poetry. You can write poetry, that's right. And then you've got content enhancements where they rewrite something that's already been written for a different style or for a different audience, for example. Adjust the tone and the style. It says there length modification. Pretty much what that means is, I don't know why. Why it's that. All that means is summarizing or expanding on the information. Format adaptation, that's like take an article and turn it into a newsletter. And A/B testing of different creative approaches by testing one, testing the other, right next to each other, same content, rewritten in ways that it targets different audiences, stuff like that. So, live demonstration time. I'll just get my mouse out because I'm not going to copy all this. I've got them in files, so we can go to the AI for Business app. So this is the Pro app. As you can see up in the top left corner is the brand. And we need to go into the balanced because that is ChatGPT 4.0. So we'll go to balanced because this is all about ChatGPT. So we'll go into there. We won't look at the other models at this particular point. Now, the example we're going to do is write a compelling product description for a new ergonomic office chair targeting remote workers who spend 8+ hours at their desk. Focus on comfort and productivity benefits. Keep it under 150 words with professional yet approachable tone. So I'll just copy that in rather than typing it because that would take me forever to type. I'm not the best typist. So there we go. So, and let's run. So it's just going to think for a second here. So nice. It's done what we asked. So it understood the target audience. If you just have a bit of a read through that, it's the it talks about the working from home. It's focused on specific benefits like comfort. What do we got here? Straining the back, stuff like that. And from what I can see there, it's done it in the requested tone, the professional yet approachable. So it's not like really stern, but it's still professional, which is who you'd want. That's who you'd want to be targeting. They're professionals who work from home, so they're going to want to read professional things. Now, in there as well, if we have a bit of a read, whether you're tackling deadlines or video calls, this chair promotes better health and productivity, so you work smarter and feel better. So it's pitching to the right people. It's got that persuasive language that's appropriate for the product marketing. So content refinement. So we're just going to continue on from that one. I'll just copy and paste this, sorry. So we're not going to do a whole new post. We are now going to edit the one we just got, the output we just got. So we're going to edit by saying, make this more conversational and adds subtle sense of urgency without being pushy. So, can it do it? Let's see. Oh, it's not scrolling on its own. So we'll go to the last paragraph. Why wait for an upgrade for your workplace? This is the chair your back and productivity have been begging for. Treat yourself to comfort you deserve, because a better workday starts with the right seat. So it's giving that, it's going, don't wait. So a bit of sense of urgency, but without being pushy. So it's done what we asked. And it's made more conversational if you read that compared to the other one. I won't read everything out. You can pause and read it yourself if you want to. I probably should put this information in the notes. That's just me talking to myself. Lovely. So, yeah, that's the refined response. This showcases ChatGPT's ability to take feedback and adjust creative output while maintaining the core message. So we could keep asking it to do things, and it would maintain the core message, which is to sell this chair. But it would change its tone. Well, it depends what we asked, really, what it would change. So I'll just go back to the slides, and I believe we are up to the next one. Yep, we did the content refinement example. I forgot I made this a slide. So why does it work so well? Creative writing success factors for ChatGPT 4.0. Pattern recognition excels with established writing conventions. So with all the data that it's eaten up, it recognizes all the patterns of all these different established writing conventions. It is trained on large data sets, which include diverse creative examples. So that's why it has the diverse creative outputs. Conversational nature allows for creative iteration and refinement. So what's that saying is, you can talk to it and correct, tweak, improve bits and pieces as you go in a conversation, rather than needing to fix everything at once or redo the prompt from scratch. You can just keep iterating until you get what it is you're after. So for those people who do put one prompt in and it doesn't do what they want, and they leave it at that and go, this is stupid, I don't like AI, that's one of the first mistakes. Not to try to correct it. Try to tell it what you need it to do that it's done wrong. And tone and style adaptation is a core strength of most language models, to be honest. So not just ChatGPT. GPT, I said that right. And there's no single correct answer which reduces the pressure of friction of factual precision. I don't know why I'm getting all my words mixed up at the moment. It is early in the morning. I'll blame that. Okay, so we'll move on to the next category, which is, let's have a look what the slide says. Learning and knowledge. So in this case, the title is as an educational partner. And I will say it is excellent that I'm actually using it to learn PHP coding and Laravel, which is a framework, which I do not know. And I am studying 2 hours a day with, well, not with chat, but another large language model, another LLM, or AI, as people more commonly call them, is teaching me how to do these things. Even estimating how long it will take us to get all the skills to complete this particular project. So that's really cool. Anyway, I digress. ChatGPT's ability to explain concepts in multiple ways, that's what I do love about it. If you don't understand one way, you can ask it to explain in a different way, and in a different way, and a different way, until it explains in a way that you get. So it adapts to learning styles. And builds an understanding progressively, makes it exceptional for educational applications. Now, ChatGPT is GPT. I don't know why I keep saying that wrong. It's a little different. Personally, I don't know for sure, but it's, as far as I know, at this particular point, it's the only one that remembers beyond just the conversation. It remembers conversations rather than in a conversation remembering everything else that happened in the conversation. It actually remembers conversations that were had, and it can get to know the person. I actually know people who have multiple accounts with ChatGPT, depending on what it is they want it to know. So they'll have a business one, so it gets to know the business side of that person without any of their personal traits or anything leaking into the data. So that's just a bit of a side thing I just wanted to mention. So yeah, it's a cool thing that it does. I don't know if any others do it. If they are, maybe they're not as well known, and that's why I don't know of them. But at this particular point, which is Friday, the 20th of the 6th, 2025, I'm pretty sure OpenAI is the only one who does this. Pretty sure. Not positive, just pretty sure. Anyway, but pretty much all models that I know of do remember inside a conversation. So, yeah, which is still very handy to have. And there are reasons why you don't want it to remember everything you've said, and you don't want other conversations to bleed into the current conversation. So there are pluses and minuses to what OpenAI does. Where was I up to? Progressive building, yep, we covered that. Learning style adaptation, yep, we covered that. Multiple explanations, yep, because it can go from different angles and keep explaining it to you until it hits that spot where you understand. So with use cases, let's go through a list. Lists are always fun. Breaking down complex topics into understandable parts. It is great at doing that. I've used it for that many times. Providing examples and analogies for difficult concepts and difficult concepts. Which it does great as well. It does have the ability to explain. If you say something like, explain it as if I was an 8-year-old, it will. And that particular prompt is brilliant if you don't understand something and you want it brought right down to level. It doesn't have to be an 8-year-old, you go for a 5-year-old if you really want to keep it simple. But on a funny note, I have had it call me kiddo or something similar to that when I said, explain it to me as if I was a kid, even though I am well into my 40s. It will answer follow-up questions for a deeper understanding. I'm a big fan of that. You get one topic, the answers will raise more questions, and you can ask those questions and get more answers. Like a conversation with a person would go as well. And it can adapt its explanations, like I was saying before, to different skill levels. So then you got study support. That was concept explanation. Then you got study support, which is like creating practice questions and quizzes. That's I like how it does that. Summarizing lengthy materials. That is useful in so many different ways, not just study. Developing study guides and outlines. Yep, it does that without working up a sweat at all. Explaining homework problems and solutions. So I guess you could feed into it your homework. I wouldn't recommend it. You shouldn't be. Well, it's a tool. What's wrong with using a tool to help you do your homework? I don't know. That's probably a topic for another video altogether. Providing memory aids and we'll just say memory aids. And then knowledge synthesis is connecting ideas across different subjects, which it's very good at doing. Comparing and contrasting concepts. Again, it's that statistical pattern thing. Identifying patterns and themes. Answering the next one. Creating comprehensive overviews of topics. Very good at that. And developing learning pathways to complex subjects, which is exactly what I used my LLM for. Not Chat, but another LLM. To map out my goals, weekly goals for learning PHP. Okay, next slide. This is a demonstration. Woo, demonstration. Concept explanation. Let me show you ChatGPT's 4.0 educational capabilities. So I'll just copy and paste this. Oh, my mouse doesn't want to. There we go. No, it's trying to copy too much. Okay, let's go back over to the app. Now, like I was saying before, it actually remembers conversations. So it probably won't, but just as a practice, this is a good thing to do. I don't want this conversation that we've already had taint what I'm about to do. So I will go to a new conversation or new chat in this software's terms. And then we shall put in the prompt. Explain a concept of compound interest in a way that a high school student would understand, using real-world example and showing why it matters in their future. So let's put that in. I don't know if this will draw a graph. I don't think that's a thing, really. Well, it's a bit of an answer. We didn't say to limit it. Oh, there we go. So let's have a look. So it shows the formula. Shows how the first 5% is calculated. You get 105. But then you get 5% of 105, which ends up being $5.25 added on. And then the next one, it's $5.51 added on. And hence the term compound interest. For anyone who doesn't know what compounding interest is, this is probably explaining it really well from what I'm looking at here. So if you want to pause and have a look at this, this is probably a good thing to learn it from, because it is only a high school level that they're talking to. And I would say from reading this quickly, that's about the level it's aiming at. So, and then why does it matter? Well, you could save $100 every month at age 18, and you're with an account at 5% interest. By the time you're 40, you'll have $50,000. But if you keep saving until you're 60, you'll have $150,000. And this is because compounding interest. It's the longer it goes, the more it increases by each time. So even though it's only 20 more years, it triples the amount of money that it had in there. So compound interest, good thing. But yeah, so we're not here to talk about compound interest. We're here to talk about how it answers the question. And I would say that's age appropriate. So I think it did what we asked. It doesn't get too technical. It doesn't use financial terms or anything like that. It just sticks to plain old maths, high school level maths at that. So, because I do know there is a formula for compound interest that looks nothing like what we're looking at here, but it's probably deemed too advanced for a high school student that we were aiming for. Okay, let's go back to the slides. Adaptive learning example is, we've just done that. I need to fix these slides. I've put all the examples in there as well. I just blindly put everything in there. Learning support strengths. Why ChatGPT 4.0 excels at learning support? Well, unlike your normal tutor, it has infinite patience for repetitive questions. So you can ask it the same thing as many times as you want and it's not going to get annoyed at you. Multiple explanation approaches for different learning styles. Yep, it'll do that, not a problem. Not without even thinking about it as a problem. It has the ability to connect new concepts to existing knowledge, which can be very good at helping explain things to people. If chat realizes that you know something else and it can relate it to that, it will. So it's pretty cool like that. Non-judgmental environment, which actually encourages questions rather than making you feel stupid for asking them. So this is why sometimes another human being will make you a little bit shy to ask questions. Talking to a machine, most people are quite happy to show they don't understand things to a machine. And of course, actual things it does, it can break down complex topics into manageable chunks. Now, the educational limits to remember. Always verify factual information, especially in specialized fields, and if the information is important. I can't stress that enough. It's best used as a supplement to, but not a replacement of, formal education. May not have access to the most current resources or developments, so its data can be old. I keep forgetting what that term's called, but there's like a cutoff date. We talked about it in the last video. On some are live on the net. LLMs are changing as we speak, and it's becoming almost the norm that they search the web now and don't have cutoff dates. But sort of the norm. I give it another 6 months or so, I think it will become the norm, rather than the outlier. May not have. I already said that. Sorry. Cannot provide hands-on experience or practical skill development. So it can't jump around the computer and show handwritten in front of the student and stuff like that. You know, that's all that's saying. And should not be used for academic work that requires original thinking. So there's a bit of we've thrown in a bit of ethics there. Not necessarily anything about the actual functioning of the AI itself. It's just you don't want to let. You want. Okay, I'll go off on a branch here. You want AI to help you. You don't want AI to do everything for you, where you stop thinking, and like a muscle, you stop thinking, you will forget how to think. Not to sound preachy or whatever, but it's good to continue to just use these as tools to help you do things better than you would have done without them, but not to replace your own original thoughts. Okay, I've gone on my little ramble there. Business communication excellence. That's the next one we're going to talk about. Okay, so Balanced, as it's called in the app, or ChatGPT 4.0, as it's called at OpenAI, understands professional contexts, communication norms, and business objectives. Its training includes extensive business communication examples, making it particularly effective for workplace applications that require appropriate tone, structure, and professional standards. I think that covers everything that's on that table. So let's look at the three categories, I guess we could call them. Email and correspondence. So you've got professional email drafting and editing. This is the things it can do, sorry. Client communication and follow-up messages. Internal team updates and announcements. meeting requests and scheduling coordination, and thank you notes and relationship maintenance. I mean, it can't do these things by itself. Just not yet, anyway. Give it time. Business documentation, so meeting notes and action item summaries, where you can get a meeting transcribed, and then it will give you summaries and write out a action plan from that. It's pretty cool. Project proposals and business plans, process documentation and procedures, very good at that. Training materials and onboarding guides, that tedious job that no one likes doing but is needed in most companies. So now we've got someone to do it, or something. Reports and executive summaries. So yes, summaries. It's brilliant at summaries. That's just a personal note there. That's not coming from these notes. That's just me loving the fact that it can do notes so well. And then you've got marketing and sales. So sales email templates and sequences, it can map those out. Proposal writing and bid responses, it's got you covered. Customer service response templates, so you can map those out, explain your product, explain what you are, it'll look up all the things, connect the dots, and give you a good plan there. Presentation content and talking points as well. So sort of like summaries. Okay, we're going to do another demonstration. Woo! Okay, let me copy and paste this one. It's a big one than the other ones. And my mouse isn't working. Oh, there we are. Okay, we'll go over to the app. New conversation so it doesn't get tainted. Put the prompt in. So what have we got here? We've got draft a professional email to a client explaining that our project will be delayed by 2 weeks due to unexpected technical challenges. The tone should be apologetic but confident. Include a revised timeline and maintain the relationship. The client is detail orientated and values transparency. So we will run that. Just having a bit of a think. There it is, writing the letter. It's got some things for us to fill in the square brackets. We didn't give that enough information. So, like the client's name, the project name. So what we got here, unfortunately we are encountering some unexpected technical challenges that have impacted our original timeline. While we have been working diligently to address these issues and minimize any delays, it has become clear that we will need to extend the project timeline by 2 weeks to ensure we deliver the high quality results you expect and deserve. So yep, right tone, clear acknowledgement of the problem, specific information about the next steps, so that's what's underneath. And this is a structure that's very suitable for a busy executive. This would come across as professional, just like what I read there. That was very professional, but still apologetic, but confident in what we're doing. So, yeah, it did exactly what was required. Now, let's adapt it. Let's do some of the conversational side of things here. So we will go copy, and we shall paste. Rewrite this for more casual startup environment where we have a close relationship with the client. So a little less formal and a little bit more friendshipy type thing going on with that particular thing. And it's producing it down here. So what do we got? We've hit a bit of an unexpected bump and some technical challenges that we need a little bit longer than anticipated to work through. As a result, we'll need to push up the timeline back by 2 weeks to ensure that we get everything right and deliver the quality we're aiming for. So yeah, it's a little bit more casual, a little bit more friendly, as in, by friendly I mean as in that they know the person, kind of tone that you know them, type of tone that you'd use. So yeah, it did what we asked. So it took one format and same message about the problem, but put it into a different format and a different tone. So yeah, that's just, so all that was to show you that it can do that. So we'll go back here to the slide deck. Yep, we just did that. And we got business task efficiency. So ChatGPT, I don't know, I keep saying B, sorry about that. Excels at business tasks because strong pattern recognition, we covered this on the last one as well, for professional communication conventions, understanding of business objectives and relationship dynamics from all the data that's absorbed, ability to adapt to different industries and company cultures, again because of the vast data it's taken in, efficiency in creating first drafts that require minimal editing. Remember that one, ladies and gentlemen, editing. There's very few times that an AI will give you the final draft. If you're lucky, it might. Hurrah for you. But most of the time you're going to need to edit things to make it more human, I guess. Make it more digestible. Consistency in maintaining professional standards. That can be a very good part where all your messaging that goes out is very consistent with just your small edits to make it better. And time saving of routine, especially those routine emails that you just send out, so many of them over and over and over and over and over. You can now just pump them out and just do a few small edits and save a lot of time. So that is the reason business is loving the old ChatGPT. And then you've got the return on investment considerations. Time saved on routine communication tasks. Consistency in professional messaging across team members. Like I was saying before. Across team members, I didn't think to say that. That's a good point. Quality improvement for non-native speakers. So, yeah. Reduced revision cycles for important documents. So, most of it's written, you just have to do a little bit of a revision. Ability to maintain high communication standards during busy periods. So, you're not swamped and writing garbage just to get it out there. And template creation for recurring business scenarios. So what do we got here? And the next slide is cross-category integration. The most effective ChatGPT users combine the categories strategically, use creative writing skills to engage business communication, apply learning principles to make business documents more accessible, leverage educational techniques for training materials and client explanations, combine professional structure with creative problem-solving approaches. So you get the picture there, I hope. Then you got optimization workflow. Recommended approaches for any use case. Identify which category your task falls into. Provide clear context about audience and objectives. Start with a specific, detailed request. Use follow-up prompts to refine and improve. And always review and customize the output to your specific needs. So yeah, that's the process for optimizing your workflow. Quality indicators across all the categories. Signs that you're in a ChatGPT sweet spot. Gotta love that. Minimal editing required from first outputs. natural integration with your existing workflow, consistent quality across multiple attempts, and time saving compared to creating from scratch. And of course, enhanced quality compared to your unassisted work where you just do it yourself. And yeah. So in conclusion, I think that's what the next one is. Oh, key takeaways. Sorry. Key takeaways are creative writing and content development, where pattern synthesis creates compelling narratives, is one of its areas of excellence. Learning and knowledge synthesis. Oh, I had to use a word I can't pronounce. Where adaptive explanation builds understanding. I hope that makes sense. Professional communication, where business context awareness ensures appropriate messaging. So, where to from here? Apply the knowledge. Identify which one of these categories align with your regular tasks. Just one task. So don't try to do all your tasks. Just do one task. Get a feel for it. Start with small experiments on your strongest alignment areas, as in where it makes the most amount of sense for you to add AI into the system. Just for one thing, and then test it out. Just do little small experiments. Don't take on the entire process even, and just get it until it works. Use iterative refinement approach, which we demonstrated, where I asked it to do something else after I had the original prompt, and then asked that to do something else to change it even more until you get the answer you're after. But this can also help you learn prompt engineering, because once you do all those iterations, you will start to get a feel of what the original prompt should have been. But that's another subject for another time. Build confidence before expanding to more complex applications. And always maintain oversight and customize outputs to your specific context. I believe that's the last slide. Yes, it is. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that gave you a little bit more knowledge about ChatGPT 4.0, or as we call it over at AI for Business, the balanced model. And yeah, if you have any comments, any questions, even have something you'd like me to talk about, put it in the comments below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Because the more ideas I have, the better. I want to make many more videos. So thank you again for listening, and see you next time. Bye.